Samson Swift, welcome to the Growth Concept, brother.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that.
Thanks for coming down. I think we should start this on how we actually met. How did we meet?
So, me and Keone, we met at TAFE. So, we were both Sparkies, like apprentices. So, I'm a third year now, and you were the same, eh?
Yeah, I was third year.
Yeah.
I packed up my bags.
Yeah, decided to quit, eh?
Yeah.
But, you can't even say quit. You can't even say quit. It's more like found a different path, you know?
How did you get into the whole Sparky game? Because did you did work experience and you loved it?
Yeah. But I think I mainly got into it because, same as most people, the money and it's easy work. I think that's the main reason I got into it. I loved it, but mainly the money drove me towards it because I would like to get more into mental health and the influence side of things, like trying to help as many people as I can, more than just working as a Sparky and not really being able to, like, help people, you know? Like, I want to help and inspire as many people as I can.
That's cool, man. So, at what point in your journey that you're on at the moment did mental health become a big problem? Because it's spoken about a lot, I've found, especially in Australia and Perth, but I feel like talking about it is one thing, but we're still seeing crazy numbers of, like, stats.
So, I wanted to start and learn how to help people when I was playing footy and suffered heaps of injuries, and then injury after injury, and then it ended up being, like, 10 weeks out because I did my shoulder, and my mental health just kind of spiraled a bit, and I've also lost family members to suicide. So, that to me hit, like, a very deep spot in my heart, and especially when I was injured and I couldn't train, and training for me is like my outlet almost, if that makes sense. Like, training is like how
form of escaping.
Yeah,
such.
For me it's like my peace. So when I can't do that, like, I kind of spiral a bit, and that's what happened to me. And then I realised, fuck, this is such a big thing that's not spoke about enough, you know? And the culture of footy is like all drinking and like let's go clubbing every weekend, but I wasn't really into that, and that's kind of when I realised, okay, like, I feel like there's more to this than just like playing footy. Like, obviously I love the sport, but for me, I think I want to help people more than anything else.
Bro, I love that, and it's something that is so powerful in this day and age, because I'm lucky enough I haven't experienced anything to that extreme, but for how do we feel, in your sense, you've partnered with a charity. Tell me a bit more about that, because you're doing a challenge coming up on the 16th of May. Tell us about that.
So obviously it's called Mind the 100, or MT100, and me and my mate Zach Carlino are going to be running 100 kilometres around the Swan River to raise money and spread awareness for mental health.
Wow.
Because we just want to inspire, you know? We just want to try help as many people as we can and spread awareness that mental health is actually a big thing. And it needs to be spoke about more, especially for people our age.
Yeah.
Because I think for people our age, there's a lot of people that are probably lost or stuck and don't really know what to do. And I think they should open up and try find different outlets and try find other ways to do different tasks and, like, get out there more, go for a run, go for a walk, go to the gym. It helps. And that alone, that cures depression. Like, it's scientifically proven that helps you. Like, training and getting outside, like, being around places like this, you know?
Yeah,
like,
for real, man.
It helps you mentally.
If you didn't get onto this fitness train, do you think you would be in a complete different position you are now?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
I think, yeah. If I wasn't, 100%. 100%.
For someone who, it's easier said than done, just get into fitness. But for someone who is needing to find a way forward and they may not see that light, what would your guidance be based on the experiences you've seen and felt in your life so far?
That's a good question. I think for people that are, like, stuck almost, I think the best thing to do is even journal, get a book, get a notepad, write down your thoughts every day and how you can improve, like, what you can improve on in your life, and then take a step or take a leap into that, And I think that will help a lot. Like for me, I also love going to the beach. I love like just getting in the salt water. For me, I think that just helps.
Like recharges you.
Yeah. It's almost like a reset for the week. So I think that is a big thing. And just like, if get a gym membership, go for that run. Like you might be scared, but just do it, you know? Just do it. Go for a park run. Go talk to other people that are in the same boat, because you'll be surprised. There's a lot of people out there that think they're by themselves and like they're lonely, but there's so many people in this world that are going through the same thing, you know? And they just don't realise it.
Yes,
there's
man.
so many people.
Do you think that there's still a stigma on the tough male?
Yeah.
Because obviously, when we went through school, there was Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
So he got huge during school. So then that had that influence on young males, whether you think what he's preaching is good, bad. That's your opinion. Who cares? But the point is, do you still think that there's that stigma on, I'm afraid to voice up and to say how I'm feeling?
I think, personally, there is, because of, like, maybe how I've grown up a bit, but I've grown up with a very, like, strong, hard family.
Yeah.
That's like, you're the man, you got to be tough, you got to be this, you got to be that. But at the end of the day, everyone's got different stories, everyone's got different families, and everyone's been through different things. So I don't think you can really say if there's a stigma. I think there is. I'd say there is, to be honest with you. Because I think there's still a lot of people that it may be different to like the 1980s where it was like, you can't cry, you can't do this, you can't do that. But now it's still like, if you're a man, you're not going to go and talk about it with your mates about how you're feeling, you know? Like, it still just doesn't come up that much.
Yeah, good point. What do you think needs to happen, like, to change? Because, this is hard, man. Because, yes, creating and documenting this on social media is a start. But I feel like it goes back to, obviously, these conversations we're having right now.
Yeah.
What do you think needs to happen for us to come together and be more vulnerable when there's that subtle stigma on, I still have to wear these tough caps?
I think just really learning how to open up and how to also love yourself, I think, is a big thing. Like, I know there's a stigma of I can't talk to other people, but if you can get it out within yourself, like, that's what I find helps a lot. Like, I'll write stuff down about how I'm feeling. I'll still get it out. Like, you don't always have to talk to someone. You could even just journal it out by yourself and be with yourself. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you have a journaling routine that works well for you? Because for a lot of people, this is something they hear a lot, but actually applying this...
Yeah, they don't know how to do it.
Yeah. Like, did you ever make a mistake on adapting this, or did it come naturally for you?
I think it's just another one of those things. If you just have to start it, you just have to do it. Because once you start it, you'll keep doing it, you know? Like, maybe 5 minutes before you go to bed, reflect on how your day was and reflect on the feelings you felt, and then go from there. Do that every day, and then if you want to change it, do it every second day, and then if you want to do it in the morning as well, about how you slept, do it. And I think that will help a lot. I think that will help a lot of people if they do that.
Right. So what questions do you personally ask yourself to obviously get this information out? Because some days I wake up, or it's been a shit day. It hasn't been the best day.
Yeah.
What do you ask yourself to extract that, move forward, and build from that? Because I feel like that's such a deep process.
It is. But I think for everyone it should be different questions. I think it depends on the person, right? Like, for me personally, it's very, like, my life is quite physically demanding with all my training. So for me, it's how my body was feeling and how I can change my routine coming into the next week, and what foods I ate during the day and the feelings I felt and what I got angry about and how I can improve on that. And I think it's different for each person. I think if you just write down like 5 things that you care about and then try step off of that almost and write like how you felt and what you were feeling during the day and what training, say if you're training, because I don't know, it's hard, it's different for each person because everyone's got a different life, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
But for your workload, did you try something and it didn't work and you had to readapt?
As in with like training and work?
Because that's, bro, I've seen your Strava stuff. That is crazy. Waking up 4 a.m, 100k bike ride, like still pumping with energy.
Yeah.
Like that's unreal, man.
It's hard, but I think I try to talk about this a lot in my videos, and the biggest thing is consistency, and then it also comes in with your sleep, and then your nutrition and your hydration. I think they're the biggest things, because if you're doing any of them wrong, I think that's where you'll burn out. And I have done that. When I was younger, I did a lot of training, and I was running like every day, as well as playing footy and doing psycho hours. And then I burnt out, and I'd get crook or injured, and it always happens. So you gotta execute your load in a way where you know that it can work for you. And for everyone, that's different. Like for me, I've got to a point now where I can train 16 hours a week, 18 hours a week, and work, and I'm still sweet, and still get my 8 hours of sleep.
Tell me about your burnout, because it's different for everyone, and this is something I'm currently playing with pushing the limit and being like, shit, I fell sick. Okay, now I know when to dial back.
I think...
What was that experience like for you?
It's tough. It always is. It's tough, right? Because you don't want to stop. You're at 100%, and you're going, you're busy non-stop, you're doing things, you're thinking about everything all at once, and then you go to, all right, I'm about to get crook. Like, you can feel it. Like, for me, I always get that feeling in my throat when I'm about to get sick. So that's when I'm like, okay, I'll dial it back a bit. I might drop a run, or I might drop a VO2 session on the bike or something, and just bring it back a bit and really focus on my sleep and nutrition and my water, hydration. And I think, again, those three things, if you get them right, you should be smooth sailing.
Sleep, water, and hydration.
Or sleep, nutrition, and hydration.
Sleep, nutrition, and hydration.
Yeah.
So when you're feeling that you're about to get burnt out, what does looking at your sleep look like?
I think, for me, when I'm about to burn out and I start to feel like I'm getting crook, I think, for me, 8 hours a night at least I want to be sleeping. At least. Like, if you're not sleeping 8, you need to drop that back and fix it and sort it out, like, as soon as possible. Because for me, 8 is like my perfect number. If I get 8, I'm in. If I'm getting less than 8, it's a bit, you're playing with the wrong side a bit that you don't want to be.
On your mind, though, because 8 hours is a long time. Like,
it is.
It's 1/3 of your day, essentially.
It is.
Isn't it on your mind, like, just maybe 7, that way I can just get 1 more hour of productivity in to be better?
Yeah, and sometimes that happens a lot. Sometimes you're only going to get 6 hours. But that's when you've got to make sure your nutrition and your hydration is on point. That's when it, you know what I mean? Because you got the 3, right? Nutrition, sleep, hydration. If one falls, don't let any of the others go, because then you're out.
Wow, I've never heard of that. Holy shit, that makes so much sense now. Like, with your sleep, 8 hours a night. So run me through your routine. What does this look like?
I'm usually asleep at 8, and then I wake up at 4, and that's usually my routine that I try to stick with throughout the whole week. And then with my hydration, I try to drink about 5 litres a day, plus I have electrolytes as well, and salts and all the other stuff. And then if I have a big day, I'll have gels and all the other stuff. And then nutrition, again, that's different. That can be different for everyone, I guess, because everyone likes different foods. You can't really get that. But I eat right now I'm eating a lot of salmon. It's going pretty good.
Hell yeah. How do you go balancing this with your crazy hours being a Sparky? Because you were saying, like, we would rock up to TAFE at 8, and you're like, boys, I'm like 3 hours of work in, and it's like 8. Yeah. And we're all like, what the fuck?
Like I said.
You start work at 4 in the morning. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was tough, but like I said, that's when you have to really, I learned this, and adaptation, I think, is a big thing, and making sacrifices. If you have goals, you have to make sacrifices. I'm in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for 3 years, and it's happy and very loving, and I'm like the happiest I've ever been, right? But to do that and work and train and still socialise with mates and stuff.
And family.
Yeah, and family. You have to sacrifice something for something else, and it's going to happen. For me, it had to be work, so now I'm working 8 hours a day, training 2 to 4 hours a day most of the time, and then whatever's left on the weekends I spend with friends and family.
Do you plan out each day?
Yep. I plan out every day, like pretty much to the minute, to be honest with you.
What does that look like? Is it on paper or is it on
It's
your
on
phone?
my notes on my phone.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, so like Monday to Sunday, I've got all my training, and then on my calendar, I write down what I've got each day, and then I pretty much will just go through that every week, and it's just the same. Very strict routine.
That's wicked, man.
Yeah.
I guess, like, to get that result, you need to be on the hour.
Yeah, and like I said, sacrificing is a big thing. Like, and you have to adapt. Some days you might have to go to a family dinner, say, and you might have to change your training around, but you got to be able to do that if you want to succeed, I think.
What's the biggest challenge you've faced with being adaptable? Because working full-time, man, I can relate. When you're getting up early, you're not getting that sleep. Oh, shit, you still got to train. Oh, no, the missus is calling me. And then all of a sudden, it's just building up pressure and pressure. Like, does that wear you thin?
Yeah, it does. It does. But I think that's where consistency comes in, and I think that's where that takes over. Because if you've done something, and discipline, for me, discipline is like a massive word, and it means a lot to me. Because if you've done something every day, and you go to work, you get up, you're tired, you didn't sleep very well, you haven't eaten the best foods, or you didn't meal prep, right? And then you know you still have to train after work, you just got to do it. You know, it's one of those things where I think you just have to do it. Because that's where discipline and consistency comes in, and that's where it's like, all right, I got to get this done. Let's lock in. Let's get this done. Get home. Have a good feed. Bed.
Unreal. And then your burnout. How old were you when, or how long ago was this burnout stage for you? Or is it something that comes up quite frequently?
Honestly, it comes up quite a lot.
Okay.
It comes up quite a lot. It's you never know when it's going to happen, but you can tell it's going to happen sometimes. Like I feel like I'm going to get crook sometimes. Because you get a cold, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Or injuries, you feel like a little twing in your hammy or your shoulder, and you just got to know how to drop it back and how to sustain your training while being able to drop that back still. Like your load, you have to really look at your training load and drop it back a bit and maybe change your sessions around. Like, for example, a couple of weeks ago, I thought I was getting crook, and I'm pretty sure I was because I was a bit, like, under the sun
Run
for a
down,
bit,
yeah,
like just a bit cooked. And then I just had to look at my training and sit there for a couple of hours and really like think about what I'm going to do. And I just dropped a couple of the VO2 sessions off because when your heart rate gets high, that's when your body stops worrying about the sickness and then goes to the other thing. So like if your heart rate's hitting like 180s when you're about to get crook, you're gone. You're going to get crook.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so these VO2 sessions, you're playing with your zone 5 and zone 4.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
intervals.
and then going down to zone 2s and then back up again, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And it's when you feel like you're getting crook, that zone 5 is like no-go zone.
Yeah, it's like a no. If you go in that, you're out.
Holy shit, I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow. How long did it take for you to learn this, though?
Honestly, a long time. Like 6 months or maybe even longer. Like until I realised I was like, all right, I think the thing that's cooking me is when I hit my zone 5 and my heart rate's at 1. Even going above 160s is like you're playing with fire a bit, I think.
Right,
I think you got to be very careful when you feel like you're burning out, you got to be very careful.
Because my view of burnout is, it's such an unhealthy view. If you're not working, you're falling behind. Whether that's on yourself, physically, or mentally. This is my frame. It's an unhealthy frame, and as a result, I've gone sick multiple times because of that. If you're not getting up at 5 a.m. working, then you're falling behind. Do not follow this. But with someone who's such big into his fitness, working, obviously this challenge, running 100Ks, that's nuts. You obviously got to prepare for that.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself needing to reground when you've reached this burnout stage?
I think yes. I think you need to take if you do, for anyone that's like feels like they're burning out, you need to take a day, even have a rest, go through, but don't just sit on your phone and do nothing. Like sit down and really think about what you're doing and how you're doing it, and your nutrition, your hydration, and your sleep, and then really go back and look at those things and look at your training and your work, and whether you have to make sacrifices, so be it. You got to do it. It is what it is. Like it's just yeah, one of those things, I guess. But yeah,
adaptability.
Yeah. You have to be able to adapt if you want to succeed in anything, I think.
With all your challenges so far, because, man, I would say you're the Aussie David Goggins. Getting up at, like, crazy times, and as I was saying, 100k rides. That's insane, man. Good stuff.
Yeah,
You must be so
Thanks.
stoked with that. Do you have a goal with raising funds for the 16th of May, 2026, which is coming up, man?
Yeah, so right now, Zach and I's goals are set at $5,000 that we want to raise for this.
Beautiful.
But obviously, at the end of the day, it's not just about the money. I think it's about spreading as much awareness as we possibly can to people to realise that you can do other things and you can succeed in so many ways if you just spend that time to look at it. You just sit down and you really think about it, you journal it, and you can succeed in so many different ways, but people just don't want to do it. They get lost in scrolling on their phones or in things you shouldn't be getting lost in, you know?
Have you found yourself getting lost scrolling on your phones or comparison?
Yeah, 100%.
How have you overcome that? Because I feel like this is something that, especially online, man, like, being, like, posting consistently, like, vlogging your journey, all this takes so much time.
Yeah.
And then seeing some guy who's doing the exact same, but he's getting a lot more traction, getting the word out, and you're like, fuck, what am I doing wrong? Has that ever come into your mind, or is it just...
It does, but I think you have to... I think I personally like to sit back and think about the things that are really important and then make sure that I'm consistent with those things. Like, because obviously the burnout, like we were talking about, is a real thing and it happens to everyone, right? Like, whether you're working lots, training lots, or, yeah, like you're doing all these things so much and you have to be consistent in so many things, it gets hard. But I think, again, it all comes back to, like, adaptation and being able to stay accountable to yourself. Like, staying accountable is the biggest thing. If you can't do it in your own head, let alone doing it in front of other people, then it won't happen.
Such a good point. And the way you do this productively is planning out each day.
Yes. Yeah. Because then you know what's going on, you know? Like, you don't... For me, personally, like, I finish work and it's like, I don't have time to just sit on my phone. Like, I got to go get on the bike for 3 hours and then go for a run.
That's crazy.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah,
like, it's like...
100%.
If you write everything down, you know what's going on and you don't have time to just... Sometimes before I go to bed, I'll, like, sit on my phone for a bit and write down some stuff and go between this and that. But otherwise, if my tasks for the day aren't done, then I don't really go on my phone. I try to just smash it all out. I think that's the biggest thing.
Do you have a fine line between preparation and overwhelm?
I think personally, I'm pretty good at all my prep with everything. I don't really get too overwhelmed because I know I've done the training. I know I've done the hard yards. You know what I mean? Like, if I know I've put the work in, then I don't really get overwhelmed. I'll sit back for a couple of hours and I really, like, structure all of my training because I'm coaching myself through everything. Like, I've got an Ironman, a half Ironman at the end of this year.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of training, but I think sitting back and making a time of the week and set that time of the week every week and sit down and look at everything you do and how you do it and structure it. And I think that's the best way for me, personally.
Do you reflect on each week? On, okay, this week, Monday, I got distracted or it didn't go to plan, missed half an hour of my training, had to cut it short because of X, Y. Do
More
you
so
adapt that way?
Yeah, you have to. I think you have to. And for me, it was mainly when I first started training and you kind of realise, okay, Monday, I don't have time to do 3 hours on the bike. I have to change that to a Saturday. Tuesday, I don't have time for this and that. And now the next day, my legs are cooked and I got to run 15 Ks.
Yeah.
Like, I got to swap it around a bit, you know, make it all work for yourself. Because every person's different. Every person takes training different as well. So for me, I have a lot of like my running is going up a lot now. Like, it'll end up being like nearly 80 Ks a week, probably max.
Whoa, wow. Oh,
with
max leading up to the 100 Ks in May. Wow.
With
sick.
all the other training as well. So it's a lot, but you just got to, like I said, I think you just have to structure it all. And I think that's how you really win that, like you were saying before as well, I think that's how you really win the preparation and overwhelming. If you structure it well and you know you're prepared, you won't get overwhelmed.
And if I am getting overwhelmed, dialing it back a little bit.
Yeah. I think that's the way to do it.
Right.
If you're getting
Such a good
overwhelmed, dial it back, sit down for an hour, think about why you're getting overwhelmed, write it down, and then change your training structure or change your work hours or do something that'll help you. Don't just let it keep going, because then that's when that's when people get in their heads too much, and then there comes up the mental health thing again.
Yeah, exactly. Such a good point. I got this card game.
Yeah.
And each card has a deep question on it.
All right.
And I want you to choose a card, and we both answer the question. I don't even know what these questions are, so I feel like this is like some magic trick. Pick a card, any card. Pick a card.
Who's someone you look up to, and what is it about them that you most admire?
That's good.
Question. Yeah, that is good.
That is good. Who is it you look up to, and what about them do you admire? You go first. I'm intrigued.
That's tough. For me, I think it's not just one person, because I think for me, I've had a pretty, like I said, a strong family growing up.
Yeah.
I think everyone in my family's always been quite full on with whether it's work or training. And I think for me, I think that has helped a lot. I think that's almost built me a structure, like built me a stepping block to kind of take off from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's not just one person. I think it's having a group around me that can support you, but also push you. And I think that's something that's very big for me. And seeing like my old man go to work, like, because he's always been FIFO my whole life, and seeing him doing that all the time, and seeing him train after work still is like, all right, like,
it's a grind, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you want it or do you not want it? And it's like,
how badly do you want it? Yeah.
How
exactly.
how badly do you want to do this thing? And if you want to do it and you want to succeed, then there's only one way to do it, and it's not by sitting down doing fuck all, you know?
Good point. Man, I love that answer, yeah. So, oh, fuck, I don't even know where to start with this.
It's a tough question.
Yeah.
It is a tough question.
Do you know Ed Milet?
No, I don't.
Ed Milet is a American entrepreneur. He gained a lot of wealth through network marketing, and he's a very value, family-orientated man.
Yeah.
I look up to him because of... I actually was answering a similar question on the last podcast. He has a concept of the power of one more. Have you heard of the power of one more?
No.
It's something that is so simple, man. But the power of one more allows you to get one more rep in when you're about to quit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you've heard of
Yeah.
it. The person who does one more rep deserves to be stronger, or the person who does one more K deserves to be faster than the person who just stops.
And they always will be.
Exactly, man. Yeah, so applying that has been huge, and he talks about that in great detail, which is eye-opening, man, because it's so easy to apply, and it's, as we were talking about, easily adaptable and saves being overwhelmed, because it's just one more one more thing to implement.
I think that's like that. I think it should be like that with everything you do, I think everyone should take note that if you do one more of something, you're already beating yourself that didn't do it. You know what I mean? You're beating the version of yourself that didn't do that thing. Like,
exactly.
Whether you're in the gym and you're pushing a lot of weight and you're stuffed, that last rep you're stuffed, and you got to go down and then you got to rack it up, and then you're like, nah, I'm doing one more. Get it done, you know? And then that feeling that you get after is just amazing, I think.
Endorphin high.
Yeah.
Do you apply a similar principle to your training?
I do, yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
I do.
That's sick.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
The power of one more. That's tough.
Samson, my man, thank you so much for this chat. I've really enjoyed diving into, obviously, the background of mental health and the unreal challenge you're doing.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I
For the
appreciate
people
that.
listening and viewing to this, the links are in the description. Help him get to 5K. We'll easily be able to do it.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that, and I appreciate talking to you, brother. It was good.
Thank you
It was
so
good.
much. Appreciate you.
I loved it.